I probably picked the worst time to film this. My phone was about to die, my iPad won't turn on. Hey yo, welcome to another talk. I have yet again another broken nail. It came off when I was washing dishes. Just go hard life at this point because I don't understand. Oh, my iPad just turned off. But today, I feel like these past 2 weeks, I've just been. The world is struggling. I'll be honest. The world is struggling, and it's just the fact that it happened right after I probably had one of the most spiritual week. I think I need the most spiritual week of my life, but pardon me, a really spiritual week. And the next 2 weeks is just too much going on. I'll give you a quick rundown of what's been going on. Last week I had an assignment due, and that assignment was extremely hard. It was critical analysis. If you know what that entails, it was not easy. I got that one in literally the morning of early 1 a.m. The day was due. Then today I had another assignment that was due, but early last night, I'm talking today's Wednesday, 1 a.m. on Tuesday, before I'd gone to bed, part of my face went numb. Guys, I thought I was having a stroke. I had to call 111 and I was like, explaining my symptoms, and they were like, you're perfectly fine, and there's ways of managing the symptoms at home. But me, I was panicking. I was in the middle of doing my assignment. I got 300 words in, and I was literally going to buckle it down to halfway and then finish the rest of that Tuesday to again have it done by today. But because I was panicking so much, I applied for an extension, so that's what I did. This week wanted to come and finish me, and I'm being very cautious with how I manage my face because I'm scared to trigger it. Basically what happened was, that morning I had uni, so Monday morning I had uni, right? So I went to uni, and normally when I get into my lectures, my nose just starts running for some reason. I think it's just the walking in the cold, my body just being cold and warming itself up, and then exercise and then sitting down it's fine, cooling itself down, and then my nose just runs. So I blow my nose. I think I blew my nose too hard because throughout the day I would blow my nose, but that one time I blew my nose, I don't know, the sensation just was not, it was just, I was losing sensation. It started in my top lip, just this part. I was like, this is new, I've never felt this. Now you're not pins and needles, but anyway, which I won't into too much detail, but I literally just sat there, I prayed, and I let my dad know because things don't happen like that. You have to just let somebody know. So I let my dad know, and it just wasn't visible. You couldn't see that there was something wrong with my face. That's what was calming me, because if not, my face was drooping. I was like, probably the most careful. But I was speaking to one of my shepherds about something that had recently come and grabbed me by the neck, and it is the spirit of lust. And I've been dealing with this thing for years. I'm talking since, I don't want to get into too much detail about it, but I've been dealing with this for over 10 years and I'm 20. And since coming to Christ, I've understood more about it, and I've been able to deal with it correctly, where fleeing from it or guarding my ears and my eyes from stuff. But this season that I'm in right now is just been trying with me. It's been attacking me in a way that I'm just like, I thought you was gone. I genuinely was just like, why are you still lingering around here? You don't want me. And I opened up to my pastor about marriage. I don't open up to people about this thing because to me it's such an under the bed type of topic. People don't like talking about it because it's just like no one wants to admit that they're battling with these type of things. But one thing about me, I don't mind talking about it. Let's talk about the things no one wants to talk about. So I was just basically opening up to her a little bit about what was going on with me. I didn't say everything. I didn't talk about past things and to the extent that it's gotten for me because I don't know, maybe a bit of shame on my part. But then she gave me the scripture of Philippians 4:8, right? And I've been given the scripture before, but for a different scenario. But she gave me this scripture to help me, because I was telling her I was having lots of thoughts, that was what was creeping back in, right? And it was basically distracting me from getting my work done, because I was struggling with my assignment, and I said it was distracting me, and it distracts me to the point where I look around and my environment is a mess. I haven't been eating correctly, but I don't recall the last time I washed my hair. I just start falling off. And she basically gave me the scripture to give me steps on what to actively do to combat the lustful thoughts, because as I'm trying to kick something out, I need to put something back in. And it's not new to me. This thing is not new to me, but she just reminded me of the same scripture. So the scripture says, actually, she gave it to me in KJV, I think, but I'm going to give it to you guys in NLT because I think NLT is the easiest to understand because the words are a little bit more general. So the verse says, And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing: fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. That's the verse. So now we go deeper. So the list of words is true, honorable, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, worthy of praise. Now each of these words have similar themes, like what is true and what is right. What basically saying what's good, what is acceptable, what is morally correct, what is spiritually correct, what aligns with what God has said already, what aligns with his laws, basically for truth and right. Honorable and admirable, they come under the same thing. What is honest, what is respectful, what deserves approval, what deserves praise. Pure and lovely, pure, what's clear, what's like, oh, when I searched up pure, the phrase that came up was free of contamination, and I think that is the part that I need to focus on. Obviously everything else is equally as important, but mainly the purity. What is clean, unmixed, fresh, clear water? What hasn't been tampered with? What hasn't, I don't know, what hasn't been literally contaminated? And contamination, it just spoke to me because I'm a medical student, right? So contamination is outside bacteria. That, let's actually look for a definition before I start waffling about something else. Contamination, the act or state of making or being made impure by polluting or poisoning. Let me say it again. The action or state of making or being made impure by polluting or poisoning. Do you know how deep that is? Being made. So you didn't come impure. You didn't arrive impure. You were made impure. That's what contamination is. So an outside source come and disrupted, has come and poisoned, has come and polluted. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. And what is excellence or what's great? What is, like, what's just good? What's excellent? What's good? What deserves praise? And that worthy of praise. Let me even circle it in here. That's not a great circle. Dude, no, these circles are doing lopsided. I'm not even going to circle anymore. I think it's just really great because it's not that I don't forget these methods. It's just not the first thing that comes to my head. The first thing, I get the thoughts. And depending on what the thought is, if it's like something that's just generally inappropriate, undressing someone with my eyes, or imagining intimate scenarios, I'm like, hey, where's this come from? Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Don't do that. What are you doing that for? Because then it places my mind somewhere where it shouldn't be, but also distracting me from something else. So I could be literally doing anything. Majority of the time I'm doing something that's productive. I could be editing a video or sitting in a lecture. And then the thoughts will come to my head and it distracts me and takes me away from where I need to be and places me in somewhere distracted. Is that okay? And I was just basically telling them it's really distracting. And then I had to think to myself, away from this conversation with my shepherd, I had to think to myself, what have I done that has allowed this thing in? Now the first thing, I circled back with the secular music. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't listen to secular music on the regular because I do. But the music that I was listening to for maybe the past month, it was giving me before I was saved. And I don't know how it started, I genuinely don't. But I was just like, pause, because how did we get here? I was noticing I was listening to more, I didn't want to say it, but Party Next Door, some of the Caribbean artists. I was like, how did we get here? Like, my main playlist doesn't have any of those type of artists. I've been searching them, or I was going back in an old playlist from like rap 2021. How did I get here? How am I so desensitized to it? Because I notice when I'm on fire, I'm so sensitive to what I put into my body. Not just food. The conversations I entertain, the media that I consume, I'm very cautious of it when I'm on fire. But when I'm not on fire, anything can go in, anything can go out. So I'm just like, pause. Let's assess this. So the first thing I did was cleared out explicit music from my Spotify account. And there's a setting that you can change it. I was like, cool. So now I'm going through every single playlist, taking all the old music out, because one, I can't have access to it. I can't keep allowing this thing to just spark. I can't keep lighting the fire and expect that I'm getting mad that I'm getting burned. It's not making sense. So that was the first thing. The shows that I've watched, I don't really watch many inappropriate shows. I'm not really a TV watcher. I tend to just watch, I watch gaming on YouTube and stuff like that. I'm not really one of them. So I knew it wasn't my eyes, it was literally just my ears. And because I'm very creative, my creativity is part of is one of my gifts from God, right? And I think it's like the gift that makes me most like God, because I take things from paper, I take things from my head and I allow them to put them on paper, which can be dangerous if contaminated, because then I am manifesting things that are impure. So I was just like, well, I need to be able to control my thinking, because if I can't control my thinking, then I can't control my hand. It's all going to manifest, what's in the spirit is going to manifest into the physical. So having to clear out what is going on up here before it manifests into my hand and it's made permanent. Because the last thing I want to do is use my God-given gift for something that is not of God. God forbid I create something that is so against what I've. Do you know what I'm saying? God forbid I create something that is just not of God, that is just not pure. I've used my God-given gift to do something that is not of God and call it my ministry and call it my work. And this is what God has given me. No, this is what you've allowed